We've dug deep into the lore of the dinosaur in our top 10 dinosaurs in gaming, but that kind of got the office thinking, what other dinosaurs might we have missed in comics and movies, cartoons, and everything else? So we're coming back with another top 10 about dinosaurs. Hey, I'm Nervous Nick for Screw Attack's top 10 raddest dinosaurs ever.
Number 10.
The blending of human and dino DNA is a fiction not often explored, but in the case of Killer Instinct, it was the basis for the fighter RIPTOR. And then in the franchise reboot, Iron Galaxy ditched the human part and instead went full-on cyborg. So this dinosaur is actually part robot, part killing machine, and marketed by its parent company as the ultimate battlefield infiltration and disruption unit. And hey, they're not far off since Ultratech paired a velociraptor with plasma claws and a flamethrower, but they may have actually gone too far, because in the original game ending, RIPTOR's victory in the tournament leads to the damnation of the entire human race as dinosaurs rise up to rule Earth once more. I doubt that you can find another dino capable of wiping out an entire species, which is pretty rad, if not terrifying.
Number 9.
Speaking of terrifying, while there is some confusion whether he's a mutated T-Rex or maybe just a fictional devil beast, Devil Dinosaur has been appearing in Marvel Comics since the early days of Jack Kirby. Initially partnered with Moon Boy, they would adventure together through the ancient world, but that didn't last, and DD would spend the next 30 years making guest appearances in other comics. Like that time he fought the Hulk, or Godzilla, or when he was the dinosaur version of Deadpool, cause why not? They even once cloned the big guy and he mused on the difficulties of being a devil beast, but the real reason why Devil Dinosaur makes the list is because of his new adventures with Moon Girl. The two of them became prominent figures on Yancey Street in New York, teaming up with some of your favorite heroes and traveling beyond time and space. Much of Devil Dinosaur's story has yet to be written, but he's certainly proven his radness so far.
Number 8.
Imagine being a tween in 1988 living in SoCal, skateboarding, munching on chips, discovering dinosaurs, like real life. But I'm not talking about a documentary of Chad James's childhood. No. This is Denver the Last Dinosaur, a cartoon where kids just like you and me become best friends with a CRETACEOUS. Yeah, apparently they named him after an ad on the side of a city bus, but anyway, while this dinosaur comes from a wilderness lost in time, he's really fashion-forward, intelligent, and a wicked musician. Plus, it also helps that he can understand English. Obviously, a creature of such talent is in high demand, so when the boys aren't learning life lessons about how to not be crappy people, they're protecting Denver from the plight of the music industry or scientific experimentation. Say what you will about that greedy promoter Morton Fizback, he is credited with coming up with one of the catchiest themes in cartoon history.
Number 7.
Once a mount for America's favorite plumber, Yoshi has evolved far beyond the humble dino beginnings to not only become a main character in Nintendo's wheelhouse, but also land his own series of family-friendly games. Basically a velociraptor in cute sneakers, Yoshi was first introduced as a sidekick in Super Mario World. But he was so rad that he became the first of a diverse species of Yoshis that spanned the entirety of the Mario franchise. I'm talking about everything from kart racing to the Olympic Games and everything in between. And that's the marvelous thing about Yoshi. You start with this cute little dinosaur that you ride who can eat enemies and spit hot fire, but then fast forward 20 years and he's solving puzzles, playing tennis, and saving the universe. Plus, he ditched that stupid saddle and replaced it with a teeny tiny cute little shell. Hey, just because you're rad doesn't mean you can't still be adorable.
Number 6.
A giant green radiation-filled T-Rex is one of the most beloved of all pop culture characters in RUGRATS. REPTAR, who's clearly a spoof of Godzilla, is absolutely one rad dino. But instead of being the king of all monsters, he's the king of all merchandise. Like a colossal-sized Mickey Mouse, REPTAR is everywhere, invading your breakfast cereal, commercials, clothing, movies, theme parks, and even ice shows. Which could be one of the greatest moments in the history of Rugrats. REPTAR's a bit like a hip-hop mogul building up his empire and tearing down the competition. Even Busta Rhymes got in on the action by becoming the voice of the REPTAR wagon that Tommy's dad built. Yeah, bet you didn't know that one. Sure, on the surface, REPTAR is just another giant lizard destroying a city, but in the world of Rugrats, REPTAR is absolutely the most rad dino ever.
Number 5.
We made this list because of all the fun fictional dinosaurs out there, but we've still got to pay homage to an OG. And you know what? It's pretty tough to be radder than a T-Rex. These things have been leading Hollywood blockbusters for years, dominating humans and monsters alike. They've also found their way into comics as time-traveling devil beasts and Nazi soldier wordplay, all while becoming the purple carnivore for a new generation of kids. We put lasers on them to make them even more rad, and then genetically modify them to be unstoppable killing machines. No, not that one. That's not the right killing machine. Yeah, there we go, that's better. The point is, the classic T-Rex inspired more than just a few entries on this list, and for that, we're happy to include it.
Number 4.
The leader of the extreme dinosaurs, T-Bone, is rad in a 90s sort of way. Occasionally he wears a suit and gives us his best James Bond impression. T-Bone is of course a T-Rex, but he's only like 8 feet tall and loves Mexican food for some reason. And he's also got a gun that he never uses. I mean, hey, it's a 90s kids cartoon, I guess that is kind of expected. But you know what, it's fine, because T-Bone doesn't need a gun. He's a freaking dinosaur who can tear through steel in a single bite or create mini earthquakes with his Saurian stomp. Plus, the dude is jacked, like John Cena on a tiny bike jacked. In fact, if they ever make a live-action version of Extreme Dinosaurs, don't put it past Hollywood, John Cena was totally meant for the role of T-Bone.
Number 3.
Back when we made our top 10 dinosaurs in video games list, OONDASTA from World of Warcraft was number 1. This time around he's been knocked down a couple pegs, but that doesn't change the fact that he is one rad dino. In the Mists of Pandaria expansion for World of Warcraft, OONDASTA is the Great Devilsaur and world boss on the Isle of Giants. He was so powerful at release that Blizzard had to cut his health pool in half just so that players would have a chance against this monster. They even put the player graveyard inside his zone so that you could bang your head against the wall more easily. You know, metaphorically speaking. Now, maybe it's the fact that he's immune to being taunted, or maybe it's all that rad armor that the Zandalari Beast Wards gave him, but either way, OONDASTA is one of the biggest, most deadly dinosaurs to ever grace the gaming universe.
Number 2.
So Tolkien fans might think that there's only room for one Sauron to rule them all, but nope! In the Marvel Universe, Sauron is actually a psychiatrist turned anthropomorphic pteranodon who terrorizes the Savage Land. It's basically Dinosaur Island. Now, before all you science nerds explain to me that pteranodons aren't technically dinosaurs, please understand that I don't care. If it looks like a dinosaur, flies like a dinosaur, and wants to turn everyone in the world into dinosaurs, it's a dinosaur. Anyway, Sauron maintains this dino form by absorbing energy from people, so kind of like a vampire crossed with Jekyll and Hyde who transforms into a pteranodon after he gets enough juice. Coupled with his immense strength and effective art of hypnosis, he's maintained his transformation for years, augmenting his powers through the Weapon X program. Even now, he's evolving to learn how to steal other mutant powers and breathe fire. Now that is rad.
It's number 1.
Look at this! Look at this! It's a giant robot that transforms into a dinosaur. There are few things in life that even come close to being that cool. While officially a Dinobot, Grimlock is more like a dinosaur than he is a transformer. This is thanks mostly in part to his unintelligent speech impediment, which makes it seem like he's got a brain the size of a peanut.
Why you think Grimlock's stupid? Me not stupid. Grimlock's smartest Dinobot of all.
But hey, we're not talking about smartest dinosaurs here. We're talking about Raddest. With Grimlock, it's more about brute strength, and also the ability to breathe fire. Hey, I would complain, but in the context of robots in disguise, who's to say that a T-Rex can't breathe fire? He even goes toe-to-toe against Optimus Prime himself, sometimes because of differing leadership qualities, other times because Grimlock doesn't like that trucks are powered by dead dinosaurs. But regardless, you will absolutely not find a radder dinosaur than a gigantic shape-shifting robot T-Rex that battles aliens. That is why Grimlock is number 1. And our secret number 11 goes to Dinosaur, who hails from the Valley of Flame and is the lawgiver on Spider Island. I feel like I'm just saying random words now. Dino-Thor? But for real, he's Thor, but also a dinosaur. That's awesome. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more top 10s.